Tristan, if somebody asked you what are some of your favorite things about school, what do you really like, what would you say?
My favorite things about school is probably one, being able to learn basically the whole day, because without learning there would be no point in going to school. And my second favorite thing is that all the resources you need to do whatever you want to work on are right around you if you know how to use them in the right way. Actually, we had one that was just today. We had one called Impression of a Suspension, and in it we got like 2 test tubes, filled them with water, and then we put in the powdered version of the mineral calcite and sand, and we checked the difference. For a little while, the calcite tube looked like milk, and then the calcite started to go to the bottom, and the same thing happened with the sand, only it took less time. For one thing, you can be the first to figure something out, like where you think you might be able to find, I don't know, an artifact or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're motivated enough, you can go on a going out to like a dig or something.
Oh, that must be fun to be able to go on a going out to learn more about something.
Because it's helpful to get things like resources outside the classroom. Like, we go to the library sometimes not just to return and get books. We sometimes go there because a lot of people need books on, like, say, the construction of houses for some reason.
I see. So they have a research topic they're interested in, and then they organize it going out to get more information. That's really helpful.
We decide what we do, and our journal helps us with that, because when we do journal check, then our teacher won't know if we've done something if we haven't recorded it. And if we haven't recorded it, we'll probably forget what we did, and we'll never remember that when we need to work, we started something because we didn't write it down in our journal. So we can't just flip back to that page and say, oh, look, I started a report on the ancient Romans, and I haven't finished it yet. Because if you haven't written it down, then, well, that's a missed opportunity to do some work.
I see. That sounds like a really helpful tool. So you write down what you're working on, and you write down the time that you've spent on it. And then it sounds like you, once in a while, you're going to sit down with your teacher and look at your work journal. And what kind of things do you talk about when you look at your work journal?
There are 4 things. The first one is, like, do you want any new lessons? I usually say no to that because I don't need a lot of lessons. Because I just don't need a lot of lessons.
Okay.
And the second thing is, what lessons do you need? Because some lessons are on handwork or something, and that's things that you can learn, but it's not essential in the lesson. And the second lessons you need are things like sentence analysis or grammar or math. Well, then, after you were done with the meeting, the goal would be your first work.
I see. So then your teacher would say, you have to do this goal first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you sometimes told me about something called a sit down. What's that?
It's something when she'll leave you to do a certain amount of the work, and then once you're done, you can go on to the next work. It's kind of like having a lesson, except you're not learning anything new.
You're just doing some of your work. I see. So kind of finishing the have-tos and then moving on to the want-tos.
And then you're not allowed to do anything in between except that is maybe get water and eat snack. Whenever you two can organize a time to do it. For instance, most people are very busy, so that's not a thing that we do often unless our teacher mentions, I noticed that you'd be doing something on like the Aztecs,
Mhm.
and I saw that Ari was also doing something on that. Maybe you two should work together.
I see. So she sort of suggested teamwork. And
Mhm.
I remember earlier this year you did a big poster on geometry on,
Mhm.
what was it on?
It
With
was
some friends?
yeah. That was follow up to a lesson. It was on triangles.
Oh, on
yeah,
triangles. That's right.
on like right angled
I
and
see.
stuff like that.
So it sounds like you have some chances to work independently
Mhm.
and some chances to work with friends.
Usually work with friends when you're in like a lesson, because then one person has like a brilliant idea. Like, I know, I'm gonna make a poster, and on one side of the poster there is a board game, and then everybody wants to help because they think it would be a good idea.
I see.
There are only a few problems with that. The first problem is who will do what.
Oh,
Because most people are better at something and they're trying to make themselves perfect, which is unfortunately a skill that nobody can accomplish.
mhm.
But they don't know that, so they're trying to do it, and it's problematic when someone like I'm gonna have this job, and then someone also claims they want that job, then they'll
That's
have to
interesting.
find a compromise, which isn't always easy. And the second problem is once the poster is done, who will take it home?
Ooh,
Because if you're doing it in a group, it's not like somebody did half of it and
right.
everybody else did smaller parts, because and
Hmm.
the most likely thing I've heard fighting about so far
Mhm.
is not about the different jobs, but at the end, who will take it home?
It sounds like when you do group work, there's a lot to work out. Who's going to
Mhm.
do which job? Who's going to take home the finished poster? There's a lot to learn there.
There's even like, when will we do it?
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't technically count as work if you're not going to do it.
That's right. You have to figure out when you're going to get together and work on it. There's a lot to figure out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.